Okay, so there was a big news story that dropped earlier today, and this whole like Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard acquisition, it just keeps spawning chaos in the gaming industry. Whether it's the government's looking into U.S. or U.K. government currently looking into whether or not the deal is a little bit too big of a deal for like monopolization and so forth. So yeah, this next thing has come up now about PlayStation, Xbox's Call of Duty offer was inadequate on many levels. So let's go back to a tweet that I actually put out. So September 3rd or September 2nd, Charlie Intel, which is a very well known Call of Duty insider, although the latest people running the Charlie Intel Twitter page account, whatever, it's like some of the information that they're putting out there and the questions that they're asking is just like, you might need somebody else running this account. But the news was Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer told Sony back in January that Microsoft would keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for several years after the Sony cross Call of Duty deal ended. Spencer says they signed an agreement on Call of Duty having the same features on all platforms. So that was via Verge. And then I said the next day, several years could easily mean a 3 to 4 year development cycle next Call of Duty that comes after MW2. Since Microsoft wants the next dev cycle to last longer, this still likely adds up to Xbox PC exclusivity in the future. But let's read through this article here. So Microsoft has promised to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 3 years beyond the current agreement between Activision and Sony, says PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan. So the agreement on this right here, what they're talking about is there has been a play it first on PlayStation agreements between Activision and Sony, where it's like the beta comes out first on PlayStation, and DLC and updates and everything else, like and the league, the Call of Duty League, the championship games and everything is all done on PlayStation platform, of course, going forward. Everybody's gonna have to switch back over to Xboxes again. And or maybe PCs. Well, I don't know. It all depends on what they end up setting up for business wise. Anyways, so yeah, a 3 years beyond the current agreements means one Call of Duty game. If they're going into, because they've already got a 3 year development cycle on Call of Duty. Yes, it comes out every single year, but they have three different development teams that have been making Call of Duty for the last 4 or 5 games now. That's the reason why it's Infinity Ward, it's Treyarch, it's Raven. Okay, so Raven is now working on Warzone, and a lot of the other teams that Activision had are also working now all on Warzone and Warzone 2.0. When that launches, that's going to be a thing that all hands are on deck for that. So what you're basically looking at is Infinity Ward and Treyarch making, they're gonna go back to the old school way of doing the trade-off of the Call of Duty games, and it's going to be roughly about a 3 to 4 year development cycle. The disagreement between the two companies follows the acquisition, which is, yeah, like I said, UK regulators and such. So let's see here. Last week, Xbox revealed that it had provided a signed agreement to Sony to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation, which with feature and content parity, which means, okay, so feature and content parity means that every update and beta and everything else comes out on both consoles at the exact same time, which I have no problem with that. In all honesty, if the matchmaking has cross-platform play and they can actually do more of a player base, like like have a free weekend on both the Xbox and the PlayStation, and it's really stress tested the hell out of the servers. Cool, awesome, nice. Because then it just gives way more data for, and you can also get a sense of like how busted is this Call of Duty going to be when it launches, and you have everybody in the world trying to jump on there. So content parity and feature parity is very cool on that part for at least several more years beyond Sony's existing contract with Activision. several more years beyond Sony's existing contract. Xbox said that this offer goes well beyond typical gaming industry agreements. That's just, I mean, this is just marketing right here. In all honesty, just to get the shareholders happy. The current deal between Sony and Activision Blizzard around Call of Duty is believed to cover the next 3 releases, including this year's Call of Duty MW2. So this is where I'm just like, well, if it's 3 years beyond the current agreements, and they're covering the next 3 Call of Duties, including MW2, and so it's going to be an MW2, probably Cold War 2 or whatever the next Treyarch game is, and then it's going to be probably MW3's, reimagining remake, because I'm guessing they're, if MW2 does well, they're probably going to end up doing the full trilogy and do a full trilogy storyline with it. So if there is if there is a 3 to 4 year development cycle, then we're looking at almost 10 years down the road. I mean, hell, the PS6 could be out by the time that this agreement is done and over with. So, however, Sony says the offer fails to consider the impact on PlayStation gamers. I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into public forum, Jim Ryan stated. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account on the impact of our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. So here's what my first thoughts on this. And actually, Jeff Keighley, funny enough, had the same thing. My first thoughts was, okay, and I've said this before in video, and I've said it on stream and everything. If you have Call of Duty going day one on Game Pass because Xbox owns Activision, and then people have to spend $70 on the PlayStation, which one's going to make you the most money off from that? PlayStation, you have to buy it at full price. You're spending $70 on that game to get a full price Call of Duty. Game Pass, you're spending, what is it, $15 or whatever it is for the month or whatever, and then you get access to it day one. So Xbox is trying to make cash off from PlayStation's marketplace. That's a very, very no-go situation on whether it was a PlayStation trying to make it off from Xbox or Xbox trying to make it off from PlayStation. That's a very bad situation. Now, Xbox, so you might also be saying, well, PlayStation has a game, PlayStation Studios title of the MLB The Show game is over on the Xbox, and Xbox, or PlayStation's making money off from Xbox on that. There's a difference there, though, because you have to pay full price for the game over on the Xbox. It's not in Game Pass or anything. And on top of that, Xbox also kind of paid to have the license on their platforms just to see like what would a PlayStation Studios title be like on the Xbox side of things, which it did well. It did all right, because there's no other like baseball game out there. No other development studio makes a simulation baseball game like MLB The Show. So it was good all the way around, really. This is just like Xbox is like, we own Call of Duty. Call of Duty, one of the biggest player bases for Call of Duty is on the PlayStation. It's either you play it on the PC or you play it on the PlayStation, and the smaller group of players is on the Xbox. That's just kind of a fact of the matter. You either go on the PC and you do your keyboard and mouse thing over there, or you play on the PlayStation and you do the thing over there. So it's one of those weird things. And in February, so here's what Jeff is actually bringing to the table, which I actually have not listened to this either yet. So in February, Microsoft's Brad Smith said that Xbox would treat Call of Duty similar to Minecraft and put it on even more platforms, including continuing on PlayStation. So did Xbox want a concession from Sony to get more than 3 more years of Call of Duty? Let's actually listen to this here real quick.
For those gamers, you're not talking about pulling Activision products like Call of Duty off of competing platforms outside of the Xbox universe. You're not going to make that content exclusive to Xbox going forward, are you?
one of the things we're being very clear about as we move forward with the regulatory review of this acquisition is that great titles like Call of Duty from Activision Blizzard today will continue to be available on the Sony PlayStation. We'd like to bring it to Nintendo devices. We'd like to bring the other popular titles that Activision Blizzard has and ensure that they continue to be available on PlayStation, that they become available on Nintendo. One of the first acquisitions, really the first acquisition made after Satya Nadella became CEO, was of Minecraft. That was back in September of 2014. And what we've done with that acquisition, I think, is a clear indicator of what we hope to do if we acquire Activision Blizzard. Namely, invest even more in innovation, bring it to more people, bring it to more platforms, make it even more useful and hopefully delightful for the people who use it.
You know what happened with Minecraft? Microtransaction. So I'm pretty sure, like, well, it was a lot of like, it. So they put money into Minecraft so that they could end up selling on every platform. Absolutely. But also it was like, okay, if God, I don't know about that. So where has Minecraft actually been? The reason why I'm like, I'm trying to think of what the hell actually happened to Minecraft after they bought the studio to Minecraft, because it's been a few expansion packs. I mean, Minecraft was already, it had already spawned really the battle royale genre, and Fortnite was already taken off and everything by the time that deal was doing this thing. Was it Fortnite or it was PUBG or something like that? Battle royale genre, anyways, was taken off and doing this thing. I can't remember. I think it was PUBG actually at the time. I don't think Fortnite was out yet. And yeah, it was just like, it's people just kind of forgot about Minecraft, in all honesty. So that's a lot of marketing right there. It's a lot of marketing. I wouldn't trust Satya Nadella at all. I wouldn't trust what this guy is really saying at all. Because in all honesty, Satya Nadella could give two less of a about gaming. What he is trying to do is trying to market the product of Game Pass. That's what Microsoft themselves make the most money off from. The Xbox division itself loses money. We've seen this in their not profits. I forget what they call it, but I think it's like the revenue conference call or whatever they call it. They have the fancy name for it, but it's just it goes to show like what they're making money on, what they're losing money on, and we've actually seen that yes, they have lost money on the Xbox division over the last like year or two. It's the only thing that has actually lost some money. Windows made more profit than anything else. So obviously, many sides to every story. I've reached out to Xbox to see if they will be providing any statements. So that was 11 hours ago. Offer Call of Duty for 3 years beyond current agreements. And then the article, this is where I'm getting it from. So yeah, obviously a lot going on behind the scenes here with respect to the proposed Activision Microsoft deal. The thing I've always wondered, if COD is part of Game Pass on Xbox but $70 on PlayStation, how much should that be factored into the discussion around exclusivity? Exactly. If people are paying more for it on the PlayStation because Call of Duty has a Game Pass incentive on there, I mean, yeah, you're pulling people back over to, especially if you have Game Pass on PC, the PC player base. Either which way you go on this, people are not going to be paying full price for Call of Duty in the future. And in one way, that's really good. I mean, in one way, they don't anyways. Warzone is free, and Warzone 2.0, I'm pretty sure is going to be for free. And probably majority of player base now plays Warzone exclusively when buys the Battle Pass and everything. Is the next Call of Duty? I mean, we already know the next Call of Duty is going to be $70, but is the next Call of Duty after this, like whatever Treyarch is working on up next, is that going to be free to play? Could it be like maybe just like a $30 pay $30 for the campaign mode, pay $30 for multiplayer, and then free Warzone? So then it's a $60 deal overall. And $10 for the season pass. That's your $70 mark right there. That's basically the pricing of, and then the Spec Ops or whatever, or Zombies mode or whatever is pretty much just packaged in for free. It's like an extra game mode. But where they end up making their money back from that, it can be on the packaging as a free game mode, but microtransaction DLC, that's where they make the money back, and that's where, I mean, they can put this on. See, Call of Duty is the perfect thing for Game Pass because A, they can sell a ton of Game Pass through this, but B, the game probably won't be losing as much money as other games would because there is so much microtransaction. Just like if they had a Fortnite exclusive or an Apex exclusive in the Game Pass, or not exclusive, but they had it in there as a lower entry fee to play it. Well, those two are free to play games. What would Battlefield? There we go. Battlefield you have to pay for still. Call of Duty and Battlefield are the two games that you have to pay for. But yeah, if Battlefield was in Game Pass for that lower price of $15 or whatever for the Game Pass, and it was in there day one, then yeah, microtransactions would save that also right there because people are they make their money back through the battle pass, and people are buying weapon skins or buying whatever else they have in there for the little transactions like that. But I don't know, just in the long run, once again though, it's like if people, what kills this for Activision Blizzard, especially the developers, if Sony comes out, also like Sony, all they have to do, like I get it's like Jim Ryan I think the biggest thing on this is this part right here of it being free on Game Pass but $70 on PlayStation. Again, it's like Microsoft is trying to make a buck off the PlayStation, and it's just happenstance of that because Call of Duty, they want Call of Duty to be on everything. If Call of Duty was not part of Game Pass, it'd be an even playing field. Then everything would be leveled out. Now, if Sony brings out the licenses of like a SOCOM, of a Killzone, of a Resistance, of any one of these shooters that are like first person shooters, and well, SOCOM is third person, but you get what I'm saying, like a competitive shooter that has full multiplayer that can actually rival Call of Duty, which in all honesty, Sony is sitting on a bunch of licenses. They could do it. They just need the right development team. They need to pull out the right license to go against Call of Duty. SOCOM versus Call of Duty would be holy shit. That'd be a holy shit moment. But yeah, Sony, if they did that, they wouldn't have to worry about Call of Duty. Thing that they would have to worry about is Microsoft making money off from their platform, which is if you want these companies to be in competition with one another, then yeah, no, I guess just take Call of Duty off from the PlayStation at that point, and then we get a PlayStation exclusive game, and Xbox has their exclusive game of Call of Duty. Xbox PC, Game Pass would have its military shooter, and PlayStation would have its military shooter. That's where this is leading into. And anybody who's like competition between the two, well, now you're going to have to buy double the systems, pay for double the subscriptions. And I mean, this is why I was saying like competition is not always the greatest thing, but also Microsoft and Sony are not really in competition with one another. They are doing two separate things. Again, Sony is trying to put all their cash into their first party PlayStation Studios titles, but also they are trying to get as much profit from the products that are on their store so that they can end up if Sony hosts a tournament, they can put the biggest prize pool of cash because the game sold really well on their platform. Xbox, on the other hand, they are trying to do, or Microsoft, on the other hand, they are trying to push Game Pass sales because it's not about how well a game sells, it's how well a game can sell Game Pass for Microsoft. So it's two very different, Sony is trying to invest cash where Microsoft is just making cash so they can end up kind of just making money. And that's basically just where Microsoft is at. They're not trying to push the industry forward. They are just there to make the cash off from, basically make a buck off the industry, where Sony is actually investing into the industry with DualSense, with PSVR 2, with SSD loading times and all the hardware that's in the PlayStation, trying to make extra cooler. Anyways, so yeah, this is a very just it's a really really kind of bad situation for everyone that's involved with this, because it's like Microsoft stepping on Sony's toes at the same time. Activision Blizzard and all the developers that are underneath, all the developers that are actually trying to make a really good product, now all of a sudden you don't even realize, like, Crash and Spiral got cut, but you don't even realize how many other projects got cut that were probably in planning and such because of this acquisition. Xbox, buying out, this many development teams and everything. All of a sudden, it's just, legally wise, some of those projects like Microsoft might not be able to do because they don't have the license rights for some stuff and whatnot. So if it was like there's probably some DLC packs that got canceled and cut that were going to happen between like a movie franchise and going into Warzone or something, just because, again, Microsoft doesn't have the license rights. It was an Activision deal, and because Activision is now owned by somebody else, that offer is off the table now. That happens a ton in deals like this and acquisitions like this. So yeah, it's, again, there's a reason why I did not like this deal from day one. When Xbox said they were going to buy out Activision Blizzard, I was just like, oh, that's a terrible situation for everyone involved right there, because it's just, there's so much that can go wrong with it, and it's starting to show. It's the cracks are starting to form with that. So anyways, if you found anything interesting in this whatsoever at all, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to see whenever I put up new videos, of course. And you can check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/werewolf. And of course, the rest of the Werewolf YouTube channel here has a bunch of other Let's Talks and stream replay stuff and everything. So yeah, there's a ton of Call of Duty videos from yesteryears on older titles too, because I used to be a Call of Duty YouTuber as one of my main things. So yeah, I've seen a lot of Call of Duties come and go. I've seen a lot of these deals happen between Activision and different, whether it's, this beta is going to run first on Xbox or PlayStation, or if it's like, DLC shows up in their season pass 3 or 4 days before, then the other competition or the other platform does. So yeah, I've seen it, been there. This is just another one of these things, but this is the biggest one that I've ever seen happen though, where it's like all of a sudden Call of Duty might not be on the PlayStation anymore going forward. I know Xbox and Phil Spencer and everybody's like, for 3 years beyond the current agreement, but that's, again, that means in the future, like by PlayStation 6, Call of Duty is going to be exclusively over on Microsoft's platform. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe Sony will actually, push the button and make some of the other licensed games. I'd love to see SOCOM come back. I'd love to see Killzone come back. Those games had great online. Everybody loved their onlines. And if Call of Duty just goes into a Game Pass situation, what I'm also really wondering is, does Call of Duty lose its single player campaign, because nobody wants to pay for a single player campaign? They just want Warzone. They want I doubt like how you're going to see like, oh, you can get the battle pass or the season pass, whatever they call it. I'm pretty sure it's battle pass. You can get that for free through Game Pass. That's not going to happen. You're still going to have to pay for that Game Pass. You might get a percentage off, like 10% off. If you are a Game Pass subscriber, you get 10% off of a battle pass. I could see that happening in the future. But, like I said, Microsoft is going to try and milk this for every single penny they can. And they're going to step on everybody's toes while they do it, including trying to make 3 times the amount of cash off from Sony. It's not going to fly. Sony's not going to let that happen. They will drop the Call of Duty license before they allow that to happen. They have too many. They have too many IPs that they're not using right now, that they can just pick one of them and throw it over to a development team, and hopefully the development team makes a good, does a good job with it and everything. But yeah, I mean, imagine they do Resistance Fall of Man in VR and that takes off or something. I don't know. It's like they have VR, PSVR 2, or something that I was really hoping would end up happening before the Xbox Microsoft, or the Microsoft Activision deal started up. I was really hoping we'd get Call of Duty in PSVR 2. That's not going to happen anymore. There's no way it could. That's just we saw Medal of Honor in VR, so I was like, yeah, maybe Call of Duty. Nope, not now. There's no way for that to happen. So yeah, that's just one of those things. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, any engagement on the channel is good. Likes, subscribes, comments, all that stuff. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I will see you next time.